Hey guys, good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, March 2nd. It is 6:21 right now. Market is going to open in about 9 minutes. So let me set up this room real quick. Once room is all set up, we can get started with our analysis for the day. So let's get everything all set up right here. Shouldn't take too long. All right, looks good. Let's go there. All right, just a few more things here. All right, cool. Let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium, and then we'll get started the session for today. There you go. All right, cool. So I'm gonna start letting people into the room. All right, people are making their way now. So good morning, everybody. Today is Wednesday, March 2nd. It is 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. So once people make their way into the room, we can get started with our analysis for the day. So we'll start off with the retail sentiment. Let's take a look at IG right now. So looking at retail sentiment, market is currently 59% long, 41% short, meaning that there are 59% of retail traders on the long side. So we'll probably be looking for sells again today, refreshing this right here, 59% long, as you guys can see. Looking over at the fundamentals, currently it is 146 points in the green, 140 points. This is probably going to drop. So we'll see this continue to push up maybe slightly, and then maybe into the market. This will start to drop. There's no guarantee that'll happen, but from my perspective, I do think it's going to drop because there's a lot of new things happening with Ukraine and Russia. Refreshing the CNBC index over here, pretty much everything is bullish at the moment. So we have the Dow currently up 141 points, NASDAQ currently up 41 points, S&P up 14 points, oil up 6 points, and the 10-year bond up 1.7%. Looking at everything right here, it says stock futures are positive as the intensifying war in Ukraine pushes oil prices higher. This news is outdated. So I think when the market does open, there's people that are going to chase this news because they're late to the news, and it's going to come crashing right back down. So I wouldn't bank too much on that news there. What I would be looking at is the more current news regarding the war. So as you can see right here, 2 hours ago, it says Putin's popularity soared after Russia invaded Crimea. This time it's different. So we'll see what happens here. The airstrike right here on Zhytomyr, I don't know how to pronounce that, but it looks right here. Looks like the city's mayor in Ukraine recorded this as like the airstrike attack, like I guess an innocent city. But we'll see. I mean, there's going to be updates all throughout the day, but we'll follow along and we'll see what happens from there. Also, we had Biden speak yesterday regarding the State of the Union address. So a lot of things happened yesterday. We'll see how this affects the market, but otherwise, we're probably going to be looking for some sells today as price comes back down, but it can change. So we're not always going to be looking for sells. If the bias changes, completely fine. We'll switch up. So morning, Kenny, morning, Maria, morning, Peter, morning, Kruin, morning, Fahad, morning, Patricia, morning, Brenda, morning, David, morning, Jez, morning, everybody. Thanks, guys. Yeah, so Ruin and Fahad confirmed that Fed member Bullard is going to be speaking at 6:30, Powell at 7. So it's going to be, Powell might push price up actually. So maybe we might not be looking for sells today. We'll have to see what happens once Powell starts speaking or once we get closer to it. Morning, Jason. Morning, Miles. Morning, Al. Morning, Mauricio. Morning, everybody. Morning, Jay. Morning, Marlon. Morning, Barack. Morning, Dalmas. Morning, everybody. Morning, Jonathan. All right, guys. So good morning, everybody. It's 6:26 right now. Market's going to open in about 4 minutes. Just reviewing what we just went over. If you guys are just joining the room, looking over at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment is currently 58% long, 42% short, meaning that 58% of retail traders are on the long side. So we want to be trading opposite of everybody. So we're probably going to be looking for some sells today. However, there's a couple of news events going on that will be affecting the market very heavily. Refreshing the news over here. Refreshing the news right here from March 2nd. At 6:30, we have Fed member Bullard speaking. So he's probably going to be speaking for maybe 30 minutes to an hour. At 7 o'clock, we have very high impact news. Federal Chair Powell is speaking. If you guys are not familiar with Powell, basically whenever Powell speaks, the market usually goes up, up, up. It usually just keeps going up pretty crazy. Because Powell is, he's an optimist. You know, whenever he speaks, price goes up because he has good things to say about the economy. The opposite of Powell would be Biden and Yellen. So if you guys are familiar with Biden and Yellen, they're the complete opposite of Powell. You guys have seen the memes of Powell. Whenever Powell speaks, he's like a money printer. So our bias might switch. We're currently looking for a possible sell, but if Powell continues to push price up in about 30 minutes or so, our bias can change to a buy. Looking over here at the technicals, the 1 minute is currently bullish. Reason for that is because price is above the pivots and the trend meter is green. Looking over at the 3 minute, same situation. Price is above the pivots. However, the trend meter is red. So it's a bit indecisive. Going over to the 5 minute, we have the same situation as the 3 minute. Price is above the pivots, but the trend meter is blue, indicating that the trend is indecisive. So across the board right now, it's pretty indecisive, right? Retail sentiment is indicating that we should be selling. Fundamentals are indicating that we should be buying because they're currently bullish right now. It's up 142 points. All along, the technicals have not confirmed the bias either. So today we don't really have a strong bias. We'll see what happens in the next couple of minutes or so because the Fed is going to be speaking the next 2 minutes on open. And then Powell is going to be speaking 30 minutes after at 7. So we'll see what happens from there. But, you know, we'll follow along as price moves. Morning, Patrick. Morning, Stephen. Morning, everybody. All right, market is opening in about 2 minutes. Before market opens, I'm going to go and draw the liquidity areas over here so that you guys can confirm, you know, where liquidity is sitting. So looking over here on the 1 minute, liquidity is sitting mostly on the bottom. There's some on the top too, like not as much, but there's some liquidity on top. Majority here on the bottom though. So with a lot of liquidity sitting here on the bottom, you can expect price to probably drop if it does reach these points. All right, so as you can see right here, where price is currently sitting, there's not much liquidity, but if price continues to move along in this direction, you can see that there's a lot of liquidity here on the bottom side. So if price is to push below here, it might drop even further. If price pushes up here, it might push up further. So just depending on where price pushes in the next couple minutes or so, we will confirm that as the market opens in the next 10 seconds. So the market is opening in about 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Morning, Lisa. Morning, Anton. Morning, everybody. All right, so market is now open. Let's see where price pushes along the way. Stephen, I know you're looking for the breakout. There's not going to be a breakout today. You got to come a bit earlier, Stephen, if you want to listen to the whole analysis, because I know you just showed up in the room like not too long ago, but I just analyzed the entire chart, explaining why there's no bias in the market. So when there's no bias, there's not really going to be a clear breakout. I'll mark up the breakout here if it does show up, but it's not one that I would recommend because, you know, the obvious things that I explained before you enter the room. So in order for you to take the breakout here, you need to have a strong green candle. If you get a strong green candle right here, this would be the breakout. However, it's a risky breakout because of the reasons that I explained earlier, with the bias being indecisive with regards to retail sentiment, fundamentals, and technicals. So you got to get up a little earlier, bro. If you want to listen to like the whole analysis, you got to be here on open around 6:20. So that you're not confused when you join the room. You're not asking, is this the breakout? Is this breakout? You know, stuff like that. Because even if there was a breakout, I wouldn't recommend taking it. So right here, there's no strong green candle. So this is not the breakout entry. There's a big candle on top. This, you can see right here, price is now dropping. If price does drop right here and closes with this strong red candle, this would now be the breakout. The problem with this is that it's crossing a sessions right here. With the problem with that is that it can easily just be a fake out. It can come down below here and it can come right back up. Also, it's a really big candle, so this might retrace up halfway or the full way before coming back down. So here we go, as price comes below. This is why we're being very patient with the bias, because we don't have a bias yet. Once there's a bias in the market, we'll start looking for a trade in that direction, but we don't have that right now. I'll draw a line right here to indicate opening price. Huge wick right there. So as you guys can see, this is why you guys have to wait for these candles to close, because if you chase the sell right here, you can see how it rejected right off the sessions. These lines here are not here for no reason. They're there for a specific reason. So you can see now this candle next to it, both of them are rejecting right off this purple line, which is the Asia high from yesterday. And there you go, as price pushes back up. One other thing that I want to go and mark up here as well is going to be the news from this morning. I think unemployment data came out today at 5:17. So 5:17 today, we had high impact news. It was ADP, non-farm employment change, 475K. So it was very positive. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to go over to 5:17 and draw a line where the news happened earlier, so we can pay attention to where price moved from that point. So it's right about there. We're going to color that pink. Couple things to also keep in mind is the news coming up at 7. So we got a high impact news right here. I think that's pretty much it for today. I don't think there's any other news. Yeah, that's it for right now. So as you can see, prices are very indecisive. Price is coming up, it's coming down. There's no clear direction. So at this point in time, Stephen, there's no breakout for you to take. Just wait for a variation, but we're not going to have any variations until we have a confirmation of the direction. So you're just going to have to sit tight, Stephen, if you're looking for a trade today. Let's go over here to the clean chart. I'm going to go and draw the same things I had over here. So at 5:17, we had news, which was right about there. Market opened right here at 6:30. Go to that blue. We have high impact news coming up over here at 7. All right, so as you guys can see, it's a lot more useful if you guys draw things from scratch, because you guys can actually see what's going on here. Like, this is a clean chart, and I'm just drawing stuff on here to identify where possible rejections can be, and so that you can kind of see the whole aspect of like how the market's moving. Because the thing is, if you guys are using too many indicators at once, this is why I have two different charts. I have one with indicators and I have one that's clean, because it makes a huge difference with identifying how the market's moving for the day. Because that's the main thing. The main thing is identifying the bias, right? You always want to have a bias when you guys are changing. I always go over this pretty much every day. You can trade both directions, especially when you're trading the K2 strategies, because they're based off momentum, but it's a lot safer to trade with a bias. In order for you to have that bias, you have to know where the market is going. So with that said, we have all of these here marked up. I will go back over here as a clean chart. You can see right here, I'll just mark up the opening candle right here. So as you guys can see, market is open right here at 6:30. There's no clear direction, right? Price has literally been going sideways. So there's no clear direction to the upside. There's no clear direction to the downside. So at this point, you guys want to wait for some sort of clear direction to be set. So in order for us to take some trades here, you kind of want price to push up a bit from this point, maybe up to here. Wait for a bit of a retest and then push up further. Once that happens, then you'll have a bias for a buy here. Same with the other opposite direction. So like, for example, here, if you want to look for a sell, you want price to probably drop down here, come back for a retest, and then drop down further. At that point, you can start looking for trades with a bias. Right now, there's no clear bias. Price is just going sideways within this range right here. You can see price is pretty much just ranging between this this high and this low right here. So let's go take a look at the fundamentals real quick, and then we will see where the market is really sitting for the day. But I mean, currently right now, you can see nothing's going on. This blue line is opening price. Price just keeps going alongside opening price right here. Going over to the fundamentals, let me refresh this. Fundamentals are currently up 200 points right now. Looking at the stock index, let's refresh this as well. Pretty much the majority of the stock index is pretty much green. There's like 3 stocks here that are not really that red. They're not even down more than 1 point. We have 1 stock that's down 2 points, which is Visa. So majority of the stocks here are green. I think what we would need to look out for is for Powell to start speaking. I feel like that's what majority of people are doing right now. That's why the market's not really moving. It should have moved by now, but the range from this morning was barely anything. If you can see here, it's only ranged about 800 pips. This is not a good, it's not a normal range for NFP week, right? NFP is usually the busy week of the month. But it seems like because Powell is speaking at 7, everyone is just sitting out the market. So everyone's just waiting. Price is probably going to go sideways until it hits 7 right here. When Powell starts speaking at 7, we're probably going to see price spike up. This is my anticipation. Or what you might see is the opposite. You might see a manipulated push to the downside like this. It'll spike down. It'll be a huge wick right here because it'll probably reject off the Asia high over here. You'll see a wick just like this candle right here, and then it'll come right back up. It'll hit liquidity right here, and then when it hits liquidity, it's going to push up even higher. That's what I kind of see happening. Trading is like all about psychology, guys. It's not just about your psychology, but about others. So if you kind of think where people are anticipating price to go, you can pretty much predict the opposite. So if everyone's waiting for Powell to speak at 7, right? We have news coming up at 7 o'clock for Powell. If everyone thinks price is going to go up, price is probably not just going to go up. It's probably going to come down first to stop people out because everyone's going to enter buys right there. And then once everyone's stopped out, it's going to go straight back up where it's supposed to go. That's really why you shouldn't be, you shouldn't be hopping into trades for no reason. You should be always entering trades with a bias and in the direction of your strategy. So I would never recommend taking a speculative trade just because Powell is speaking. I know price is probably going to go up, but it's not going to be a smooth move to the upside. It's going to be a rocky move up. Because if it was that easy, everybody would make money off Powell speaking, right? Not everyone does. It's usually the people who are patient who make the most money when we trade off of news like that. Let's see. Solange said that would go in line with the 3-minute V3 sell if you ignore the session. Might even get a 5-minute V3 here for getting 10-minute buy. So yeah, looking at the entries over here, currently, this would have technically been a V3 entry if we were ignoring the sessions right here. So like just like Solange said, this would technically be a V3 entry right here, and it would be currently running at the moment. The problem with this is that it's not going the direction of our bias, right? Or I mean, technically it is overall bias, but the fundamentals are currently very bullish. Retail sentiment, it's not strong for a short bias. It's 58% long, so it's not that strong. Also, the technicals over here aren't bearish either. So if you were to take this sell right here, this technically would not be it wouldn't be trading the direction of the bias. However, it would be a V3 sell. Not one that I would recommend because we trade in the direction of bias. Looking over here at the 3-minute, this is another sell over here as well, similar to the 1-minute, and it's not in the direction of bias. You can see right here, if you took that trade, you would have been stopped out already. That's why you guys have to be smart about these trades. And this is why I always recommend that you guys trade in the direction of bias, because if you don't trade in the direction of bias, you can get burnt like this pretty easily. Yeah, so see, if you took any of these trades here against the bias, because we have a bias, obviously, you would have lost every single trade here. You would have lost the 5-minute, you would have lost the 3-minute, you would have lost the 1-minute. You can see here that price is now pushing up. This is what we were looking for. So what we were looking for at this point now is that now that price is pushing up, we want price to push up and we want it to retest. So I wouldn't consider this a good push up yet. You need to push up a bit higher. So push up to liquidity right here. retest of liquidity and a confirmation of a push to the upside. You can see right here, this is just a fake out. And it's coming back down. So we'll wait a little bit and we'll see where it goes from here. Let's see who's speaking right now. Fed. So let me just check. I'm gonna go on YouTube real quick to see if there's any live streams of that, so you can kind of follow along. Let's see, Fed live. All right, so there's for Fed Buell, there's no live session for him right now, but for Powell, he's gonna be speaking live in a little bit. So they're not streaming the other Fed meeting, but they will be streaming Powell over here. So I'll just keep it up over here. So when he does speak, we can follow along, see what he's talking about. But yeah, for the most part, not really much. So let's see, US will expand sanctions on Russia oligarchs. And it's probably going to happen shortly. So with this going on right here, this is probably going to affect the market again, right? 2 hours ago, it says Ukraine claims at least 5,840 Russian troops have died during the war to date. Damn, that's crazy, huh? Man, war doesn't really solve anything, but it is what it is. All right, so looking at current price, let's go back to the candles, the charts over here. As you can see, there was no real confirmation right here, right? Price kind of broke above, faked out, came right back down. This is why you guys want to wait for it to push up a bit higher. If it does push up higher, then that's fine. This is going to confirm our bias over here for a bullish, for it to shift to a bullish bias, because over here, looking at retail sentiment, it's not very strong, so it's not going to be much of a use for us today. Looking over here at fundamentals, it's currently up 230 points, 251 points actually. Looking at the stock index, pretty much here is everything is all green. So yeah, the entire stock index is pretty much green, so we should be bullish for the day. Lastly, the technicals are the last touch. So you can see right there, it's now pushing up to liquidity. This is exactly what we were looking for, right? So in order for us to change our bias, we need price to push up above here, retest liquidity, and continue pushing up higher. Price cannot come below the liquidity. So you can see right here, it didn't push that far up. For the next retest, you can see right here, it pushed up and failed. If it tests it again and it pushes through here one more time, it's probably going to push it even higher. When it does that, it's going to come back for a retest. We can't let it close below the liquidity. Once it does that, we can start looking for possible buys. The main problem here is Powell's going to be speaking at 7. So you want to be careful once he starts speaking. If you don't get into a trade shortly, like within a gap between 7 and now, because it's 6:44 right now. So Powell's going to start speaking about 16 minutes. If we don't get a trade within the next 6 minutes or so, then we're probably going to have to hold off until he's gone through with his announcements, or until he's done. This is kind of like the downside to trading when Powell's speaking like right in the middle of the market. It's kind of nicer when he's speaking later, like at 8, because it's like towards the end of the market, but he's speaking so early today, it's going to cut into our trading session. So here we go. As price pushes above here, we're looking for the retest and a push above higher. Yeah, and like what Maddie said, it created a triple liquidity up here as well. Right there. All right, so there it goes, price pushed above. As I mentioned, we need it to close above here, come down for the retest, and push up higher. You can see price hasn't closed above it yet. It's trying to, but it keeps failing. It gets close, but it doesn't make it right past it. So we'll have to see, because you don't want to get caught in the fake out. If you guys hop in right now, specifically like just right now, you're probably going to get caught in the fake out, and it's probably going to come right back down. You're probably going to get caught below. But let's see, this candle's closing the next 2 seconds. It's getting close, but it's all about patience, guys. You guys got to wait for it to confirm above. Last thing I do is get caught in a fake out right now, right before Powell starts speaking. All right, so liquidity up there is getting hit again. but you can see it has issues holding above there. Pausing and speaking shortly, refresh this. It says Twitter will restrict Russian state media across the EU. So more sanctions are just rolling in for Russia. All right. There you go, as price pushes above. And that's exactly what we're looking for. So there you go, as price hit liquidity again right here. It's now above. We're looking for the retest now. You don't want to be chasing this. This is how they trap people. When you see price pushing up like this, people tend to chase the push to the upside, and then price comes all the way back down for the retest and they get stopped out. So if you're chasing this right here, you're going to expect some drawdown if you enter for no reason. But as you can see, it played out exactly how we were anticipating. We were either waiting for it to push up above here or down here. Now that it's above here, we need that retest. If you don't get that retest, price can come straight back down even further. So you need the confirmation. You need to confirm that this bias is actually going to keep pushing up higher and it's not just going to be a fake out. So what happens right here is they tend to trap people in these buys. And then when there's a lot of people in these buys, they drop it all the way back down to opening price down here. So don't fall for that trap, guys. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen that trap before. You guys probably got caught in that trap before as well. What I'm going to go over here is I'm going to go delete this stuff. And then we will draw a new high over here. So we'll see right here as price continues to push along. I don't recommend you guys chase it though. If you guys want to chase it, feel free to chase it, but don't be surprised if it comes right back down and stops you out as soon as you guys enter the trade. I'm sure that's happened to you before, and I'm sure you've seen that happen a lot of times where you try to hop into this. Randy, Rick's asking if you're in it. Yeah, we'll see if Rick's in this right now. Let me go ahead and I'm going to leave this liquidity up here first to see if price comes down to retest it. Once it is, Henry's asking, you continue to say they. Is they the institutions? I'm trying to figure out what you're referring to, Henry. Can you be a little more specific? Because I don't understand what you're referring to. I think you're talking about yeah, okay. So now I see what you're saying. So Henry said, you mentioned that they will trap the small trader. Yeah, they is the market maker. I mean, an institution can be considered a market maker as well. It's the people who are not retail traders. Basically, whoever's not retail is the whales and stuff in the market are the ones that control the market, right? So they is the people who control the market, which can be institutions, market makers, whales in the market, whoever can, buy enough market share to push price up or down. So here we go, as price starts to come back down. This is a retest that we're looking for. So price comes up. We're looking for this here. We're looking for the retest of liquidity and push back to the upside right here. So just like as I discussed earlier, if you guys were chasing this buy over here, you would have gotten super burnt because now you're in massive drawdown. Exactly. So yeah, just like what Anton just said. So he said they create liquidity in the market, so we have the ability to buy, sell, no liquidity in the market. Yeah. So that's exactly what happens. They create liquidity here, so people chase these pushes, and then they just let price start to, like, once they're out of the market, price just goes sideways for a bit. And that's how these breakouts happen. That's why we start drawing these liquidity areas here to identify, where liquidity is probably sitting. As you can see right here, this is why I warn not to buy, because price is now coming down. We're looking for the retest of the liquidity area over here. Once it's retested and it confirms that price is going to continue pushing up, then we can start looking for buys. I mean, technically we are looking for buys now because the bias is obviously for a buy. You can see over here, retail sentiment is currently 59% long. It's not very strong. looking over at the fundamentals, it's currently up 300 points. So it's very strong for a buy right now, 322 points actually. Looking at the stock index right here, it's literally all green. So overall right now, we're looking for a buy. Lastly, the technicals over here are also bullish. So you can see right here on the 1 minute, price is above the pivots, trend mirror is green. Over here on the 3 minute, same situation, price is above the pivots, the trend mirror is also green. 5 minute, same situation, price above the pivots, trend mirror is green. And lastly, 10 minute, for the last confirmation right here, price is also above the pivots and the trend mirror is green. So looking at everything here, everything's pointing towards a bullish bias. The problem with us entering trades at this very moment is that Powell is going to be speaking the next 8 minutes. It's 6:52 right now. Powell's going to speak at 7. So when Powell does come on, I do expect price to go up, but you want to be prepared for any manipulation to the downside, because what happens with a lot of people is that, Powell's become a meme where everyone thinks price is going to go up just because he's talking. A lot of the things that he does announce is good for the market, so it's supposed to go up. But with so many people predicting that price is going to go up, what will happen is you'll see some manipulation, or price will spike down to stop everybody out. Then it'll come up, it'll come back down again, and then it'll finally go where it's supposed to go, where Powell pushes price, which is way up. And you guys have seen that before. If you guys ever want to go back and see that in action, go back and just view any of the charts when Powell was speaking, and you'll see a lot of manipulation happening during those times. So you guys want to be very careful with entering trades during this period. And if you guys are not familiar with Powell, let me see if I can find. Like, you can literally just search up. You can go on Google and you can just search Powell memes, and you go to images, and you can see here it's like, Powell's like he sees a red candle. Jerome Powell speaks and he's like, let's stimulate. He pushes price up. Whenever he speaks, price goes up. He's known as like the money printer. So the problem with this is that if everybody thinks that price is going to go up just because Powell is speaking, there's so many memes about him right here. So whenever Powell speaks, and the thing is, if everyone thinks that it's going to be an easy buy, it's not going to be an easy buy. And you can see right here, price is now coming back down. So we're still waiting for that confirmation. We haven't had that retest. There you go with the retest right here. We need to make sure that it rejects off this area and comes back up. If it doesn't come back up, then we got to wait for it to make another attempt. There we go at the retest. So everything that we've been waiting for, the pattern right here is playing out. Price is pushed up. It's come back down for the retest. We just need a confirmation of a push to the upside. If we get that, we're definitely looking for buys. This would technically be a V3, right? Or no, it wouldn't, because we don't have a pending sell or a pending buy, actually. Yeah, it would technically be a V2, like Fahad said. Actually, never mind, Fahad. The candle came down. Yeah, that would have been a V2 though, if it didn't come down with that wick. Or maybe it'll come down further and it'll be a V1. All right, so Powell's coming on in about 6 minutes, guys. We just need a confirmation of a pushback to the upside. We have so here's the key point. We had price breakthrough here. It pushed up, created a new high, came back below here, retested the liquidity area. Now we just need price to push up to confirm that it's going to keep going up higher. And there we go. As price pushes up right there. It's pretty much doing what we wanted it to. We just need this to push up. So it's all about patience, guys, waiting for that pattern to play out. The same pattern that we waited for yesterday, and it played out perfect. But the main thing here that you want to be careful for is the next 5 minutes, Powell's going to be speaking. So you're going to see some manipulated push. Let's see if he's started yet. Not yet. Okay, he's coming on in about 4 minutes. Any new Russian news? No new Russian news at the moment. Let's see. All right, so let's go over to the clean chart. So as you guys can see, we obviously have a bullish bias right here. And there you go. See how price is coming back down? it's coming back down super heavy. This is why you want to wait for the confirmation, because if you guys just took a buy here for no reason, you would have been burnt right here super bad because it spiked all the way down. They're looking to stop people out. So there we go. Rick said, fuck this one. I bet Rick, you probably hopped in way too early, but you had to wait for that confirmation. So this is why you guys got to wait for this confirmation right here, guys, because if you guys didn't wait for it, good. I'm glad that you're not trading right now, Rick. But there you go. See how it's dropping super heavy? This is why you guys need to wait for it, because if you don't wait for it, this will happen. You'll get manipulated out, like manipulated drop right here, and you would have gone stopped out horribly. And look at, and I wouldn't be surprised if price comes all the way back up. This is all straight manipulation, guys. So if you bought from up here, you'd be in some massive drawdown, 1,000 pips right now. So that pattern I was showing you guys, it didn't fully complete, right? We had it push to the upside, come down. We never had that confirmation of this up here. And check out where price is going. Remember how I mentioned if price comes back down, it'll probably go back to opening price. Opening price is right here. It's coming right back down to where it was before it pushed up. So it's a matter of time, guys. Just wait. Don't hop into these trades. You know, I'm not telling you guys to be careful for no reason. You know, I've gotten caught in these traps a lot of times in the past. So that's why I'm familiar with these like tricky moves here. And this is why I never get caught in these traps, because I already see them coming before they even happen. So possibly, yeah, just like what Charles said over here, there's possibly a V3 buy right here. However, it's not one that I would take. The confirmation for the buy hasn't come yet, so I'm not looking to take any trades yet. We need a confirmation. You know, the real key about this, about trading, guys, is not about winning. It's about not losing. The problem with a lot of people is you guys will win every once in a while. You'll have this crazy, you know, head high where you think you're unstoppable, and then you just go into a bad losing streak because you don't know how to control the losses. So what I'm trying to teach you guys here is discipline, right? It's waiting for the confirmation before entering any trades. Because if you just hop into trades, yeah, you'll get lucky for like 1 or 2 days, and then you'll blow your account that third day. Rick said, "Get out of my head, Sean." Yeah, I know Rick hates it because Rick loves to take these risky trades, but it's you know, this is how you last in this game. The key about like trading, guys, is lasting long term. If you really want to be a full-time trader, like I've been a full-time trader for like three or 4 or 5 years now. I learned over the years is that it's about being patient and waiting for these perfect entries. Because the thing is, you can win, you can get, like anybody could get lucky trading. It's just how long can you get lucky for until it turns on you. So here we go, as price pushes up. Here's that manipulated push to the downside. And then price is now pushing back up to here. So here's the second attempt. Now that price is pushing back up, we're going to wait for it to do the same thing we were looking for earlier, right? We're looking for price to push up, retest, and continue pushing up from there to confirm that it's actually going to keep going up. Once we get that confirmation, we'll start looking for buys. But currently right now, we're not going to be looking for any buys. One thing to Powell's going to be speaking to launching. So this red line right here is Powell. It's the thing we've been waiting for pretty much like all morning. You know, I wouldn't take trades around this time because, you know, well, obviously we know price is going to go up, but price might be manipulated back down again. So Powell's supposed to start speaking right now. Refreshing this. Start speaking shortly. You know, I'm going to take this off, guys, because this is like not really used for us anymore. We have new areas of liquidity now above here. So we need price to actually break these areas of liquidity now. Also, we need to be looking out for, so here, let me just show you guys, see how this big candle right here dropped? This was used to stop everyone out. So everyone who chases buy here just got stopped out, and look where price is going, right back to where it was before it dropped. Right, this is where price was before price came crashing down, and look where it's at now. So if you chase this move here, you would have gotten burnt out. If you would have just waited, price is now back up to where it was earlier. Here we go, Powell starting to speak shortly. Let me see if my volume's up. All right, we'll hear him when he starts speaking. Rick's asking, can you go over who Powell is again? Powell is the federal chair. So he's basically the chair of the Fed. So basically what Powell does is Powell is an optimist. He basically gives updates regarding the economy in the US. Before he was giving updates regarding COVID and stuff like that, but now it's because of the war, he's giving different updates. So same gist of it. He gives updates regarding the US economy, how money is spent here in the US and stuff like that. So whenever he talks, he's an optimist. He'll push price up. Yellen is the opposite of him. She's also part of the Fed, but she's more of a, I don't know, Sisuke in here. I forgot Sisuke had a name for her. I think he called her the witch or something. Or I forgot what. Sisuke would call her something. But yeah, no, Powell makes price go up. Yellen makes price go down. Biden also makes price go down. But Yellen is the opposite because they're different. Powell is an optimist. Yellen is more, she's very conservative. Not conservative in a good way. She's conservative where she's more so on restrictions and stuff. So they're totally different, but Powell is always going to be good for the economy. And you can see right here, this red line is when Powell is supposed to start speaking. I don't think he started speaking yet, or they're about to start right now. So you can see prices already pushing up, right? Because people already know Powell's going to speak. So what happens is people start to buy because they're like hoping that price will just go skyrocketing up, because it usually does. However, that might not be the case today, because this is all pretty much, this is retail. Once he starts talking, market makers might spike price down again and then let it go back up. So let's see if there's anything else over here real quick. Yeah, so there was a couple entries right here, guys. There was a high-low entry right here that Maddie identified. It hit full TP already. I wasn't looking to take it yet because obviously the news is happening right now, Powell speaking. There was also the V3 down here that you could have taken. There's a couple entries that came up. So the one right here that Charles identified, this was a V3 entry. This would have hit full TP. There was a high-low entry right here. But obviously, none of these are going to count because we're not looking to take any trades yet. But if you guys did take these riskier trades, they both hit full TP. Now that we have price breaking above the liquidity right here, we'll see what happens shortly. So they're starting to speak now.
Members who were unable to ask questions at our July hearing with Chair.
So this is supposed to run until 1 p.m. So this is going to go on for quite a bit, about 3 hours or so. Powell will be speaking right here. This is Ms. Waters, Chair of Women. She's going to be going over the intro, but Powell will be speaking shortly. All right. Patrick said, which almost spit out my coffee. Yeah, no, definitely. Yeah, and exactly what Albert said here. Albert said he will ease the economy due to the recent events, won't speak to raise rates as projected. Yeah, no, exactly. I agree with Albert too, because there's a lot of stuff going on in the world. He was supposed to discuss how they're planning on raising rates here in the US, but obviously I think they're going to put that on a hold because of the war going on. So we'll see what happens here, but you can see prices now pushing to the upside. We'll try to look for some buys here if we can find any. But obviously we do want to be a bit careful. I'll keep switching back to here to see if Powell is speaking or not. But you can see this red line right here is when Powell is supposed to start speaking, and you can see price has already started pushing up for no apparent reason. It's just pushing up because people think price is going to go up due to Powell speaking. So let's see, I'm looking for the retest here. I haven't removed this area of liquidity yet. You can see price broke the area of liquidity. So this is the breakout that we were looking for. We're now looking for it to come down for a retest. Once it retests from that point, push up higher, it'll confirm. But I mean, price has already been confirmed. We're obviously looking for a buy here. Looking over at retail sentiment. Retail sentiment's currently 58% long. Looking over at fundamentals. Fundamentals are currently up 373 points. Looking at the stock index, everything here is pretty much green. Yeah, literally everything here is green for the most part. Lastly, looking over here at the technicals, it's all bullish. Bullish on the 1 minute, bullish on the 3 minute, and bullish on the 5 minute. So pretty bullish all around. And this is why I keep telling you guys not to chase these moves, right? So if you guys are just taking buys just because Powell is supposed to speak, this is where you're going to get burnt. So here's a manipulated push to the downside, and then we're probably going to see it push right back up. I want this to close with the sell signal so we could possibly get a V3 coming over here. So I want this to close. We got about 13 seconds left on this candle. Yeah, exactly. David said it's also way too risky for the moment to trade dangerous waters. Yeah, I agree. Definitely. So there you go. As price starts to drop lower. This is why you guys can't just be trading speculative. You know, a lot of people just want to buy just because Powell is speaking. This is where price gets manipulated. So there goes. Price starts to drop lower. And don't be surprised if price comes all the way back up, because that's where price is supposed to go. He hasn't even started speaking yet. So here he goes, price gets manipulated. See, these are like the poor people here who are getting like burnt out. I feel bad for all the people who would chase this move here just because they saw that Powell is probably going to be speaking today. Because as soon as they enter these buys, look how far it's dropped. It's dropped like 1,000 pips. So you just got to wait for it. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to keep adjusting these high lows so that we can be more focused on where price is currently ranging from, because obviously our bias can be a buy, but we will be watching this for. So let's see, Miriam's asking, how long are we restricted from trading on FTMO? I don't think you're restricted for US30 if you're trading different assets, depending on which asset you're trading. Miriam, I'm pretty sure the US dollar is restricted. You're not supposed to trade 5 minutes before news or 5 minutes after. You probably want to go and message FTMO support to get an exact answer, because it depends on the asset. Some assets you have to hold off longer. Some assets you can just trade right away. Like US30, I don't think it's restricted at all. It's just other assets like the US dollar, probably gold, other ones that are related to the US, but not US30. So let's see as price starts to drop even lower. And there we go. I wouldn't be surprised if price comes all the way down to opening price below here and then bounces right back up. All right, Steven, we'll see you tomorrow. Today's probably not a good day for you to trade anyways. It's too risky. So look at this huge dump right here. Huge waterfall to the downside. There we go. Price broke right below, and look where it's starting to wick from. Opening price. So it's not a coincidence, guys, that price is bouncing right off the opening price right here. This is why I keep this line here, because you guys can see. Check it out. Came down, rejected right off opening price. Not a coincidence at all. It happens all the time. All right. So here we go as price bounces off this point. Let's see if it swings all the way back up. All right. So this would technically be a V3 right here, guys. If it closes. It's gonna be a very risky V3 though. Yeah, if this closes, I don't think I'm going to take it. I'm not going to take this first one. I'll probably take the next one as it continues to push up higher. Because, I mean, it's just, this is super risky. It would need to close as a green candle. It doesn't even look like it's going to close. Yeah, exactly. Miles said you're proving to us that despite manipulation, the market is not random. Yeah, no, exactly. It's not random at all. So no V3 there, guys. It's not random. You can see exactly where price bounced off of. The opening price. Let's see if it bounces off the sessions right here. So see the wick, it's bouncing right off this area. I mean, it's no surprise. These price points here are there for a reason, right? A lot of people ignore these price points, but they're there for a reason. So there was no V3 there, and it wouldn't matter because even if there was, I wouldn't have taken it. See how price is failing to close below the opening price right here? I'm pretty sure nobody even realizes that this is an important price point because not a lot of people look at opening price. So let's see. Yeah, exactly. Solange said 58% long now. Some people just took an L. Yeah, I agree. Sucks to suck, but this is what happens when you're not patient. You got to be very patient with this. Okay, so here we go. As price bounces right off the opening price. So as you guys can see right here, price tested this opening price right here, this dotted line twice already. So it tested it, failed to break through, tested it again, failed to break through, and now price is now pushing right back up. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes all the way back up here, because let's see if Powell started speaking. Not yet.
Thank you for being here. These are unprecedented times that you're serving. Thank you for your steady hand and your leadership.
All right, so Powell hasn't even started speaking yet. Right, Matt? Nice, Rick. Rick said he's gonna buy. So yeah, like Rick likes to take these speculative trades here. You know, a lot of people take trades here off my analysis. There's no entries available right now, but people still take trades off the analysis. I wouldn't be surprised if it pushes up higher. I know, Rick, if you're in here, you know, it'd be, I think, a good place for your stop loss would probably be below the opening price or even below the sessions. Because I do think it's going to push up, but it's just too risky for someone like me to take. So if you guys are in this position, you're probably like in profit already. I'd probably move your stop loss right here. If you are in profit and you can move your stop loss to this point right here in profit below this wick, I would do that. If you're too close to, you know, price right now, or you're going to get stopped out too soon, I'd probably just hold off. But this would be a good place to set your stop loss if you're starting to trail it above. Because what you'll see is price probably push up a bit. It'll probably come down a little bit, and then it'll probably keep pushing up. So right there, if you had stop loss in profit, you get kicked out. But you can check out how this candle went. Like literally, it tapped it and then it pushed back up. I feel like it's trying to trap people. People who are trying to buy right now is trying to trap people because people will get stopped out right here in profit, like I mentioned, and people will re-enter. If you were to re-enter, it's probably going to go back down to below here. Rick said, I'll gamble a 150 profit for 4K, LOL. Yeah, no, exactly. So yeah, no, if you guys took a solid lot size, I mean, this is why I wouldn't want to enter right here. Because I do think it's going to push up, but I think price is going to keep getting messed around with around this area until Powell speaks. He hasn't started speaking yet. Looks like he's
versus 2020. Tax and spend policies are large.
All right, so they're still doing the intro until Powell speaks, because Powell's going to have the real control in this meeting. He's going to be giving his responses and his updates regarding the economy. Until he starts speaking, I don't see price really pushing up that high. So as you can see right here, price is now coming back down. If you guys will see where it'll retest, it'll either reject again off this opening price, or it's going to come down to the sessions right here and reject off this point. So let's see where this closes. It's closed below. The next area of rejection would be down here, the sessions. So this purple line right here is going to be the next area of rejection. So you guys can see that wick right there. It bounced right off the purple line. It's probably gonna do the same thing and come back up. If it closes below, this is where it becomes a bit of a dangerous territory, because at this point, price might hit liquidity. And if it does hit liquidity right here, it can be a bit of a problem. So hopefully you guys pulled out in profit. Like, you know, if you guys did what I mentioned earlier, move your stop loss in profit, you guys should be perfectly fine. But right now you can see at this point, it is rejecting off these sessions, and then we'll see if it pushes back up higher. Let's see, Barack said, Sean, is your trading view lagging? I think my trading view is fine. I'm not sure if anyone else is lagging. I think mine's all right. So there we go. Price bounced off this purple line right here, which is the Asia high, and it is now pushing back up. But I'm still not taking any trades. Obviously, I'm looking for any actual, like any official trades to hop into, but currently right now, I'm not looking to take anything specific. see, we got a 10-minute snipe coming up. Check this out real quick. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, if this closes right here, this can be a 10-minute snipe. There. Let's go back to the 1 minute. Thanks, Peter. Powell is now speaking, so price might be pushing up from this point. There we go, Powell.
Declined substantially over the past year and stood at 4% in January, reaching the median of FOMC participants' estimates of its longer run normal level. Improvements in labor market conditions have been widespread, including for workers at the lower end of the wage distribution, as well as for African Americans and Hispanics. Labor demand is very strong, and while labor force.
All right, so Powell's basically telling us that the economy is doing good, employment's good, unemployment is low. So the more and more he talks, the more and more he'll pump price up. What I'm looking for here is like an actual entry. So if I see some sort of entry come up at this point, then maybe I'll take it. I know there's a snipe possibly coming up over here. I don't know if anyone's looking to take that, possibly. Yeah, there's a snipe right here. I might take this with like maybe a smaller lot size, but I wouldn't mind taking this. Powell is speaking right now. Yeah, so if this closes and we have the rejection off the pivot right here, we'll be taking a buy at this point for a snipe. So if you guys want to hop in, I'll probably be taking this as well. It's running for about a couple minutes. Let's see, is Powell still speaking? Is he muted on here? Oh, he's muted on here.
Economic.
Right, so let's see. We got about a minute left on this candle right here. If this closes, we'll be taking a snipe here. If you guys got to make sure to use proper lot sizing, right? This is a 500 pip stop loss. So you guys got to make sure you're using proper lot sizing for this. It's a bigger move compared to what we usually do in the 1 minute. So you might want to lower your lot size if you are taking this trade here. So let's see what we got over here. This candle is about to close in the next 30 seconds. This is going to be the snipe entry. So if you guys are not familiar with the strategy here, this is the 10-minute snipe. Let's see, this candle is closing in about 15 seconds. There we go. This price pushes up higher. All right. So there goes price pushes up. I am in the position, so I might be moving my stop loss and profit as price continues to move along.
This will involve both increases in the target range of the federal funds rate and reduction in the size of the Fed's balance sheet. As the FOMC noted in January, that funds rate is our primary means of adjusting the stance of monetary policy.
All right.
Reducing our balance sheet will commence after the process
So
of raising
let
interest
me mute
rates
him real
has
quick.
begun.
It's too loud. So I'm in profit right now, 2,000. I'm thinking about moving my stop loss in profit, but I'll probably just hold on to it a bit. I'm in profit about 3,000 now almost. Let this run. No entries here off the 1. Big push right here off the 3. See, there's a V3 right here. Actually, a V3 right here off the 3 minute. No entry off the 5. Nothing off the 1. So there we go. As price pushes up higher. in profit about 3,000 right now. There goes, price pushes it higher. It's about to hit my TP. I gotta watch it because if it doesn't close me out, I have to close that manually. I don't have the spread sitting right now. Rick said just hold it till the end of the day, right? Let's see. So let's see what Powell's doing over here.
As you have explained, most of the inflation we're experiencing right now can be traced back to supply chain issues related to the pandemic, and the Fed cannot directly affect supply side conditions. These supply
Yeah, spread's kind of wide right now, just like Brian said. Spread's 110 pips. That's very wide for New York session. So if you guys want to move your stop loss and profit, you guys can, or you can hold on to it. It's up to you guys. I got an alert right here set, so when it does push up, it'll give me an update. Let's go back to the 1 minute over here. Yeah, spread's super wide. Invalid buy right there on the one. So we'll follow it here on the 1 minute, see where it's pushing. Oh, gotcha. Yeah, Brock said it's his internet connection issue, VPN. Yeah, VPN slows mine a lot too, Brock. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was that. Let's see if Powell's now speaking.
Plans to do.
So it seems clear that the Fed has limited tools to address inflation and that Congress has an important role to play. The Monetary Policy Report notes major shortages in housing supply as a factor in high prices. If Congress were to make investments to alleviate these shortages, do you think this would be helpful in addressing inflation?
Major investments in housing supply. So I think housing prices are high for a number of reasons, actually. Difficulty in getting lots, materials, difficulty in finding.
So Powell's still speaking. Let me see where everything's moving right now. Let's see, we got a little low building right here. So I just said I don't like the way she's talking. Exactly right. All right, so we'll keep following right here. If we see any entries here on the 1 minute, we'll hop into some 1 minute entries. Currently right now, there isn't anything at the moment. If this closes, this can possibly set up for a V3. It closed with the sell signal there. So let's see where it's currently at. All right, so it's not really moving too much. It's kind of just going back and forth at the moment. There was no sell signal that closed right there, so no V3 coming up shortly. I was hoping that sell signal will close and we get a V3. We also have oil news coming up in about 5 minutes. Thanks, Patricia, for reminding us. Let me refresh this real quick. The oil news is going to affect the market for sure. Obviously, it's going to affect the market. Let's see. Today is crude oil inventories at 7:30. So in about 5 minutes, we have oil inventories coming out. This is going to affect the market, obviously, because the oil price is going up like crazy with the stuff going on in Ukraine and Russia. Over here in my FX book, let's see if there's any updates over here. Let's see. Yeah, that's about it. Crude oil inventories in about 4 minutes. Once we get that, I'm sure it'll be positive because a lot of countries have reported that they're no longer buying oil from Russia. So probably positive news. Let's look at Paolo. You're still speaking.
The state of California has a shortage.
Talking about the housing market now. Let's go back to the 1 minute. So not really much going on here on the 1 minute. Price is kind of just bouncing around this area. News is coming up shortly in about 4 minutes at 7:30. Right here, we'll see how price reacts to that. Let's see if there's anything else here. Nice. Some of you guys sent in some profits so far. So let's see. Albert over here sent in his profits, locked in a total of 1,130. Nice work, Albert, off that. Let's see. Maddie sent in his profits too. Took the high low entry with liquidity, locked in a total of 3,774. So nice work off that, Maddie. His other account right here for that buy that we took earlier off the snipe. So if you guys close out early, move your stop loss and profit, like I was mentioning, a lot of you guys already pulled out in profit. It was just too risky to hold on to, right? So a lot of you guys did pull out. Maddie over here as well, locked in a total of 1,112. So great work right there, Maddie. Let's see who else over here. Rashida over here as well, locked in a total of 2,172. Great work, Rashida. And then Brock over here locked in a total of 1,207 for the day. Great work, guys. Yeah, so I actually got pulled out earlier. I didn't really make any profit. I kind of feel kind of stupid because I should have pulled out earlier when I was up in like 3,000 profit. But I moved my stop loss and profit at break even. I got kicked out, so I didn't really make anything off that. Damn, and there you go. His price pushes right back up. It's crazy, right? So yeah, unfortunately, I got pulled out right there. Are you still holding? Talanji's still holding. Let me see if there's anything else over here. Powell still speaking. And you guys can see this is like where a lot of the manipulation is happening, right? It's just happening between this area right here, this high and this low. So, I mean, if you guys are still in the position, let me see if it's still running. It technically just hit full TP right there. So the snipe did hit full TP right here. You can see it got really close to the stop loss. It didn't hit. It just hit full TP. And it broke right through it. So I'll give you guys an update in the group right now, just to show you guys. Man, I kind of wish I just held on to it. It's okay. I mean, it is what it is. But the snipe did hit full TP right there. So that's the one that we just took. If you guys just held on to it and just waited, you guys should have been perfectly fine. But you know, it's all about the trade psychology, guys. It's literally about the trade psychology. So there we go right there. Yeah, huge push to the upside right there. So if you guys held on to it, that thing went straight through your TP. Barack said, wow, now I feel cheated. So some of you guys that moved your stop loss and profit, it happens, right? It's better to be safe than sorry, but you probably would have been sweating right here as well if you were holding on to it at the bottom, because now you're hitting a huge wick right here, guys. So look at this manipulation right here. This is why you guys want to be very careful. Look at this huge wick. So if you guys are getting caught in these moves over here, super risky. So yeah, the news just happened right here with oil. This thing is starting to push up again right there. Let's see. See, this price starts to push around. Yeah, this thing is crazy. I think MT4 just froze for a little bit. I was thinking about entering the trade here, and my MT4 like literally froze. So be careful, guys. If you guys are still trading within this market, it is moving pretty crazy right now. Yeah, so news was positive right there. You can see it spiked up and it came back down, and it spiked up, and then here it is back down. I was trying to hop into something here, but I couldn't. My MT4 like froze for a good, and froze for a cool minute right there. D said, yeah, my MT4 made the sound of entering a trade, but never actually entered me. Rick said, when MC4 froze, I lost my breath. Yeah, guys, be careful. If you guys are trading right now, I would probably just sit out the market right now, guys. Market is moving pretty crazy. I'm sure a lot of you guys, your MT4 froze too. Yeah, because Rick said he blinked and he made 3,400. Yeah, exactly. You guys want to be very careful in these markets here because it's not necessarily the time to be, because the last thing you want to do is enter a trade and then all of a sudden your MT4 freezes and you can't pull out and price spikes. That's the worst, because if that happens, you're going to blow your account. There's going to be a lot of slippage right now because there's a lot of things going on. There's oil price going on, Powell speaking, the war is going on. There's just so much stuff happening right now that you don't want to be caught. Like, you'd rather be not in a trade than risking it and your MT4 freezing on you. That's going to be the so it looks like they might be taking a break.
Most notable national security responses have been the president's recent announcement.
All right, so they're still talking, but it looks like some of them are taking breaks. Yeah, Ruin said lots of shit happens when you can't pull out. Exactly. Yeah, David said yesterday my MT4 got frozen, lost $300. Rick said, yeah, F this shit, I'm out. Nice. Kenny said I made a little over 4,000 in like a nanosecond. Nice, nice, Kenny. Yeah, you guys want to be careful, guys, because the thing is, I know it's working in favor for a lot of you guys, but it can also work against you guys if like you get caught on the wrong side. So just be very careful, guys, if you plan on trading during these conditions, because there's just too much stuff going on. You don't have control of your MT4. I think that's the I think the main thing here is not even the market, it's more so your MT4. If your MT4 is freezing, I don't know if anyone's watching it, but if your MT4 is freezing, you know, you're going to be liable for those losses if you guys end up on the wrong side. I know a lot of people are trying to take buys and stuff and just like playing around with the market, but today is just really not the day to be playing in MT4 because the volatility is so high. So if you guys want to play with MT4, I recommend using a smaller lot size. So if you guys want to keep trading, great, keep trading, but use a smaller lot size, because if your lot size is too big and it pushes like 1,000 pips, which is not that bad, like it's not that far, guys. If you guys look right here, if I mark this up, 1,000 pips is just this much, right? So say if your MT4 freezes, like say you take a sell and your MT4 freezes and it spikes up like it just did right here, you're going to blow your account, or vice versa. If you take a buy here and MT4 freezes and it comes all the way back down, you could blow your account within seconds. So if you guys do decide to trade during these crazy conditions, use a smaller lot size so that you can survive a bigger push. If price ends up pushing, you know, like maybe, because here's the thing, price is not going to push like maybe 3,000 pips, right? So if you use a small lot size and you can just, I mean, basically play around in this market where you can have this much leeway, you're fine. But if you're using a big lot size and price moves like 1,000 pips, you're going to blow your account, right? So just be smart about your trades, guys. I'm not saying that you guys shouldn't be trading during this period. I mean, you guys probably shouldn't, but if you guys want to keep trading, just lower your lot size. Use a half lot size or use even smaller than a half, because you don't want to get caught in this movement here. Yeah, exactly. Maddie said price indecisive right now too. Huge wicks, small bodies. Yeah, no, definitely. It's not a good time to enter trades. Damn, it's crazy. It's 7:35 already. Where'd the time go? Yeah, so time's like literally flying right now. I'd be 8. Let's see what I got over here. So there goes, price pushes up higher. But there's no entries here. So there's technically, if you wanted to count this as a V3, this is technically a V3. This is way too big of a V3 though. So this would be like 1,120 pips. This is technically running right now. I wouldn't take it because it's too big of a move, but this would technically be a V3. Let's go over here to the 10 minutes, see if the snipe is forming again for Jennifer. Let's go and just delete this stuff right here. Let me go over here real quick. Yes, Jennifer, you are correct. There is a snipe forming right here. I don't know if I would take this though because of how the price is moving. I mean, technically it's a snipe, but it's kind of a big move. So if you want to take it, maybe take it with a smaller lot size. But yes, you're correct. That is a snipe right there. Yeah, this thing's pushing up higher. I probably wouldn't chase it though. It looks a bit overextended. So the snipe is closing about a minute, or no, sorry, in about 2-3 minutes. I'd probably be careful because it's a big candle. I might have to retrace a bit before it continues pushing. Exactly. Yeah. So Maddie said rather wait for the retracement on the 1 minute. Yeah. So probably I'd probably just wait for it to pull back. It's probably going to retrace a bit and then catch it after because it's just too big of a candle. Yeah, Nick. So Nick said I was in the middle of typing that it's a bit overextended, and then you said the same thing. Fucking minor here. Yeah, no, exactly. I mean, we're all looking at the same thing, right? So you guys want to be careful with these moves here. If this candle is too big like this, kind of similar to what happened here. This candle was huge, and then it came back down. It's gonna have to pull back a little bit. So same with the 10-minute over here. It has about 2 minutes left on this candle. You might want to wait a bit for it to pull back because it might pull back for the next 2 minutes, and then it'll probably swing right back up. But I mean, it's really up to you guys, right? If you guys want to take the 10-minute and just let it run, you guys can do that. But yeah, Powell is speaking. So as you can see, as Powell speaks, price just continues to go up higher, right? So this first red line over here was when Powell started speaking, or he didn't start speaking. This is when the announcement started. But when Powell started speaking around this area right here, price just went straight up. And then it just continues to go up higher and higher and higher. So you guys definitely want to, obviously keep in mind. So let's see. All right. Yeah, one thing that you guys want to be very careful for too is the slippage that will probably be happening because the market's so volatile. Let's see if there's anything else here I'm missing. Trying to check if there's anything else here. Rick said, I'm out. Take care of your accounts, beeps. Yeah, no, exactly. So if you guys don't have to trade, I would recommend just sitting out the market, guys, because volatility is very high. The spread is high. There's slippage going on, obviously, because market's moving too fast. There's just too many things going on in the market. Usually I don't trade when Powell's speaking. I usually just sit out. But the trade earlier was just too good to pass up. So yeah, same with Brock over here. He said, me too, I'm out, back on demo. Yeah, so if you guys, yeah, Nick said made 400 profit off that 10-minute snipe. I'm chilling. And if you guys have profit to send in, go ahead and send them in. We'll add them to the list over here. So Kenny over here sent in his profits, locked in a total of 5,772. Great work, Kenny. So nice work for you right there. Brock over here as well, locked in. What happened here, Brock? Oh, he took some positions during Asia. Okay, gotcha. Tiana over here locked in a total of 3,635. Nice work, Tiana. And Rashida over here currently up 2,886. Nice work, Rashida. You guys are on fire today. You guys did pretty good. Slava over here locked in a total of 1,356. Nice work, Slava. Yeah, Slava said 1K in profit. Damn, I wish I did not move his stop loss to close. Yeah, and it happens. It's all good though. Jeff over here as well. Jeff sent in his profits. He locked in for 2 accounts, 1,539. Great work, Jeff. Yes, you guys did pretty good. Angel over here as well. Angel locked in a total of 3,693. Looks like a lot of you guys locked in some profit off that snipe we took earlier. David over here. Nice. David took a couple wins over here. He's locked in a total of 233. Great work, David. So guys, like, it doesn't matter if you guys have a big account, small account, medium account, profit's profit, guys. If you guys can continue to lock in profits here and there, you guys are going to be perfectly fine. Jonathan over here as well. So Jonathan said, lowered my lot size and with every trade taken. So he lowered it a little bit. He went from 3 lots to 2 lots to 1 lot. He still made more profit on his smaller lot size. Total profit of 513 for the day. Great work, Jonathan. Miles over here as well. Right, Maddie? Miles over here locked in a total of 953. So great work right there, Miles. And then his other account over here locked in a total of 1,135. So great work right there, Miles, across all your accounts. Kenny over here too. Kenny's currently at 5,000. I showed that earlier. Brenda over here. Nice work, Brenda. Brenda took 2 trades here. Looks like she took the snipe and then maybe another trade right here that we took earlier, or maybe she double dipped into it. Locked in a total of 717 for the day. Great work, Brenda. Andreas over here as well, locked in a total of 1,432 off that trader over there earlier. Looks like he took the snipe with us. So great work, Andreas. Glad to see a lot of you guys making profit off that snipe earlier. I know it was a scary trade for a lot of you guys to take because it's a bigger move. Some of you guys did hold on to it. Some of you guys moved your stop loss in profit. Either way, as long as you guys made profit, that's really key. Because during a crazy day like this, guys, a lot of people are losing. They're blowing accounts, losing trades, losing profit. As long as you guys are being consistent with your profitability, tomorrow's a new day. Make profit today, make profit yesterday, make profit tomorrow. By the end of the week, you'll be pretty solid with your total profits. Charles over here as well, his first account locked in 742. And then his second account over here locked in 1,685. So great work right there, Charles. Yeah, you guys did real good today. So other than that, I think that's it for the profits. If you guys have more profits to send in, go ahead and send them in, and then I will add them onto the list. So nice work right here too, Marwan. So Marwan over here locked in. He said, my last position closed too early, wanted to close half on my magic keys, ended up hitting close full, would have been sniped for 2,000 pips. So it's still fine. I mean, you did pretty good here, Marwan. You locked in close to 1,000 right here. I know you would have made like maybe double that, if not triple, but it's all good. So great work right there, Marwan, with those profits. Albert over here too said his low lot. He made $8. This is a MFF, so probably mix it up with his FTMO, which would have been double. Same with Patricia over here. Patricia's being very careful. This is how much he's made this week so far. So nice work, Patricia. I know I didn't make too much this week either, guys. I made a pretty solid profit yesterday. I made about a couple $1,000 yesterday, and then today I was around break even, which is fine. I'd rather have a break even than a loss. So yeah, I mean, great profits amongst everyone here. It's 7:44 right now, guys, so it's getting close to 8. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. With these crazy market conditions, we might just be ending the session a little early today because I don't want people to keep risking any trades. Some people made smart moves today, like Rick is out of the live. See, did Rick really sign off, or did he just say he was going to leave? Let's see. Yeah, Rick actually left. Wow. So if Rick left, you can tell that Rick knows that the market's going to be crazy, because Rick is like one of the biggest risk takers here in K2. So he loves to risk trades. And if he left, he knows that this market is super risky and he's being smart about it. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. One thing that you guys can see right here is that price is now ranging sideways. As price continues to range sideways, this is going to indicate that price is likely going to break out to the upside or the downside. This is going to be very risky, because if you guys take a buy because you think Powell is speaking and it's going to be a good thing, price might do the opposite and spike all the way down. So you really don't want to take a gamble right now. And there you go. See, as price starts to break to the downside, you want to be very careful. Swelly's asking what happened to your leg, Sean. So honestly, I don't know, guys. I woke up on Sunday morning with like the worst pain in my life in my leg. So if you guys follow me on social media, I had to use my crutches over here to get to my office. You see my crutches right here. This is why I honestly don't know what happened. Like, I woke up on Sunday with like the worst pain in my ankle. I was in the ER like all day on Tuesday. That's why I haven't been on the Telegram very much. I've been in the hospital the past few days, getting my leg tested. Thankfully I took a bunch of x-rays. It's not broken. I just have it might be a really bad sprain. I might have gout, which is unfortunate. It runs in like in my, I guess in my culture, gout. but like the numbers are close to identifying as gout, but it's not in that area. So it might just be a really bad sprain. Yeah, exactly. David said make sure no clots. Yeah, my sister and my girlfriend are a nurse, so like they checked it. Thank God it wasn't any clots because that would have been horrible. I felt like it might have been a clot, but I think it just might be a really bad sprain. I did roll my ankle like the past couple of weeks, and it's probably just catching up to me now. Thanks, guys. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, my leg was like in so much pain like on Monday, so I couldn't really stay on the live as much. That was also reason why I kept going on mute because I had to check on my leg like every couple minutes because it was like it was in so much pain. But yeah, I mean, long story short, I probably just have a really bad sprain in my ankle. It's starting to heal, so hopefully by the end of the week, I'm supposed to move into my new office tomorrow or today. Actually, I'm gonna go pick up my keys. So I don't know how I'm gonna move anything. I'm probably have to hold off to move my stuff. So you guys will by next week, you guys will see a new setup here. I don't know if it's gonna set up like this. I don't know if I'm gonna have the same background. I might have my cousin's making this light up K2 sign. If you guys are on the social media, you guys have probably seen it. So it'll Nick, I just saw your message. Thanks, David. No, thanks everybody. I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm gonna be moving into my new office space tomorrow or today, or I should be, or until my leg gets better. So you guys might see a different setup. There's a lot of open spaces there now too. So you'll probably see the background change a lot because I'll be either working in the actual office or I'll be working in a lot of open spaces. Kenny said Uber move. Does Uber really do moving services? That'd be interesting if they did. But anyways, guys, looking at the chart over here, there's not really much going on. You can see price is just ranging along the side right here. As I mentioned, as price starts to range within this area and the range gets tighter, it's just charging it for a breakout. So one thing that you want to look out for is for price to break out to the upside, retest, and push further, or a breakout to the downside, retest, and drop further down. So yeah, one of two things here that you guys want to be looking for. You can see here price is pushing to the upside. What you want to see is if price breaks above it, retest and pushes up higher. Our bias is still a buy, so you definitely want to be looking for buys, but you also want to be careful for manipulation. So if price pushes below here, it's probably be manipulated to the downside before it pushes back up. And there we go, as price pushes up higher. Just want to make sure that it breaks above this high over here. If it doesn't break above the high, then price wait for a bit. But yeah, and we'll see where it goes from here. Yeah, Nick said it's actually kind of crazy. The background is going to change. Don't think it's ever been different. Yeah, well, before I got these canvases, it was just a plain white background. I was actually going to paint this wall black, but I just left it as is. So yeah, I need to go and like see how it's going to look at the new office space, but we'll see where it goes from there. It's going to take some time though when I can finally walk, because I can't walk with my left leg. I need the crutches, so I can't really move anything. Let's see. Talanji said a snipe did hit stop loss, but if you held, you'd be in profit right now. Oh yeah, no, definitely. So this is why I was saying not to take the snipe earlier, guys, because it did exactly what we anticipated, right? Whenever you see a big candle like this, and you know, you can just measure it. There's no specific number, but this candle right here was nearly 2,000 pips, right? So if you have a big candle like that, it usually has to retrace a bit before it pushes back up. So as you can see right here, price pushed up, it retraced halfway, and then it pushed right back up. So whenever you see a big candle like that, it's usually a red flag to just hold off and wait. Probably wait for it to retrace, because if you waited for it to come down here and then you just would have caught it as it came up here, it would have been back in profit. But yeah, that's the reason why I was not recommending you guys take that trade earlier. Back to the 1 minute over here, there's not really much going on. As you can see, price is now creating a new area of liquidity right here. So this is what you want to look out for. I think this would be a good key right here. So as you can see, price is now back ranging. right here. But I believe when price pushes back up to here, it's going to hit liquidity. So when it hits liquidity, it's probably going to push up higher. And when it pushes up higher, come down for the retest and continued push to the upside. So I think that's pretty much what I would anticipate to happen if it does happen. But yeah, exactly. Maddie said buy V3 pivots, buy V3 off the pivots, then liquidity would be nice. Yeah, I agree. That'd be good if price bounces off this point or even off wherever it's currently at. This looks like it could be a V3 technically. This comes back up right here. But yeah, what Maddie's kind of referring to is if price comes down, has a V3 bounce off the pivot, and then pushes back up, you can hold on to it until it hits liquidity right here and take it for a bigger push, right? So that looks like that could happen right there, Maddie. It's pushing down a little lower. So if you were to take that, that'd be like a 500 pip move, hold it for a little longer, like a 1,000 pip move. So huge push right there for sure. Yeah, but Maddie said, but if there's no clean setups, I'm gonna log off. Oh yeah, trading after 8 is kind of risky, guys. This is why we usually only trade till 8. So this might be our V3 right here, Maddie. It's kind of tight though. Yeah, I don't know if I would take it. It's too tight. It's going to be less than, yeah, this stop loss is only going to be 220 pips. See if there's any order blocks around this area. There's an order block right there, Maddie. I don't know if I would take this, bro. Yeah, I don't think I would take it. It's too tight and there's an order block like right there. Plus it's probably not even gonna close. It's way too tight. Yeah, it doesn't even look like it's gonna close. So it's all good. All right, guys. So it's 755 right now, guys. So as you can see, price is now pushing below. One thing that you guys want to look out for is if it retests. So as it breaks down below here, look for the retest and then see if it comes down lower. That's going to confirm that the bias is going to change a little bit. Yeah, exactly. CT and Maddie said needs to drop a bit more. It's getting close to 8 though, so I think I'm pretty much done for this session. If you guys have any questions, feel free to drop your questions in the chat. Otherwise, you guys are always welcome to email me or message me on Telegram for any questions where I can help you guys out. Just a reminder, we're probably gonna be holding our mentoring session on Friday. I want to keep it open so Kenny can attend this week. Finally, and you can ask some questions and I can help him out. But other than that, I think that's it for this session so far. I don't think there's anything else for me to look at. Let me see if there's anything right here. Nice. Kenny actually, yeah, so Kenny's been playing with his demo right now. So all these trades that Kenny's been posting he's getting ready for his actual challenge. He said he's actually up 11,000 over on his 200K demo. So once you get 9,000 more, Kenny, you're solid. You're gonna you would have passed your challenge if it was a real one. So keep it going. And nice. And Nelly just sent me his profits too. So Nelly, damn, Nelly killed it today. Look at this. Some big wins right here for Nelly. Locked in a total of 6,283. Some big wins right here. And then some smaller little W's right here. Small loss right there. Looks like that might have been an accident. Probably pushed your stop loss and profit too close. Some slippage, but it's all good. If you just, if you take that one out, some straight wins right here. Some pretty big profits. So great work right there, Nelly. Maddie over here too sent in some more profits. Oh, these are Maddie's girlfriend's profits. So it's Maddie's girlfriend. She locked in a total of 4,912. So you guys are both killing it. So Maddie's killing it. His girlfriend's killing it. His brother's killing it. Everybody's killing it. So glad to see you guys here keeping it up even during these, crazy conditions. Patrick over here as well, locked in a total of 2,598. Nice work, Patrick. And I think that's about it. Rick said I need to start driving big rigs. Obviously, that's the key, right? All right, guys. So looking at this over here, Here's the retest that we were looking for. Price broke below, retested, but did not drop from here, right? So no confirmation of a change in bias. Price is still pushing, higher and higher from that point. So, oh, nice. So Maddie actually caught this V3 right here. So this is the V3 that Maddie was waiting for. If you guys remembered earlier, Maddie was talking about the rejection off the pivots for a V3, and it pushed to the upside. So this is, unfortunately, I missed it. I wasn't really looking for the V3 because it's getting close to 8, but this was a V3 right here for about 350 pips. It hit TP and now it's coming right back down. So, I mean, great work to whoever caught it. I didn't catch it. Nice. So some of you guys did catch it. Let's see. MJ caught it. Talanji caught it. A lot of people caught that actually. Yeah, I mean, it was a risky V3 though, because this would have been the confirmation that we were looking for bias to change, right? So nice. Anelli caught it too. A lot of you guys caught it actually, yeah. So all you guys did pretty good. Sam caught it too. Yeah, Rashida caught it too. So all you guys here caught it. You guys are really smart with catching these trades here. Like, you guys don't even need me to catch these trades. I'm here to give you guys as much support as possible and point out specific trades, but you guys are quick enough to catch it on your own. So very nice trade right there for whoever caught it. It looks like a lot of you guys caught it. It's all good. I mean, I could have caught it too, but whatever, I'll catch the next one. I'm just glad that I didn't have any losses. So the main key here, guys, is to continue to stack up your wins. Continue to close out your days with net positive profit. I mean, if you guys keep closing positive profits every single day, you're bound to level up your account over time. It's just, it's a consistency game. So Nick said, don't want to say it, but I got it. Yeah, so Nick actually caught it too. Looks like a lot of you guys here caught that V3. It was a tricky trade though. So if you guys did take that trade there, you guys were probably, it was risky because we were looking for it to possibly shift, because we did look at this price break right here, and we were waiting for it to break, retest, and confirm. It didn't confirm, and it actually went right back up to where it now currently is. So this was just a fake out, and price is now back at where it was prior. Bias is still a buy, so I probably wouldn't have taken the sell here anyways if we got a sell, but this buy here was good. So other than that, guys, I think that's it. If you guys have anything else to share, if you guys have more profits to post up, go ahead and post them up. I will add them to the list. Maddie's account over here currently up 1,497. Great work, Maddie. And his other account over here up 5,131. So great work, Maddie, across both your accounts. Other than that, I think that's about it. It's about to be 7:59 right now. So if you guys do decide to trade, I would be very careful with the trades that you guys decide to take here. One thing that you guys want to be careful for is the mid-market reversal. So what I would recommend is, if you guys have the high-low indicator, you guys probably want to go and identify where all the liquidity is sitting. So as you guys can see, there's a lot of liquidity here on the bottom side, right? With all of this liquidity on the bottom side, you're probably going to see price just continue to consolidate from 8 to 9. So you'll probably see a lot of consolidation around this period. Again, over here from 9 to 10, some consolidation. And then probably from 10 to 12, you'll see some sort of mid-market reversal happening here. So like, for example, here, you'll see some consolidation, some more consolidation. And then one thing that you guys want to keep in mind is that there's a lot of liquidity sitting right here below. So if I just zoom out a bit. All right, so see how high price currently is right now? It's probably going to consolidate a bit. And then once it hits 10, one thing that you want to look out for is if price spikes down. If price spikes down to this area right here, then you're probably going to see it drop even heavier, because there's a ton of liquidity right here that hasn't been hit. So it might not happen today, it might not happen tomorrow, but eventually it'll probably, it'll hit this area and just keep dropping from that point. So just keep an eye out for it. It might not happen today, might not happen tomorrow, might happen on Friday on NFP. So yeah, other than that, I think that's about it. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. If you guys have more profit to send in, send them in the group. I'll add them to the list, and then we'll post them all up later today. So other than that, guys, have a great rest of your morning. If you guys have questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, use proper risk management with all of your trades. And if you guys don't have to trade, I recommend sitting out, because I think this push up is probably overextended and it's ready to come back down at some point. So just be careful. But other than that, guys, I will see you tomorrow.